everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. I have just had a catch up with a friend, and I've turned the camera back on to do part 2 or part B of this little craft with me, or big craft with me, or whatever you want to call it. I again am working on a time limit, and I've actually set myself a timer. I have 20 minutes to finish these cards. I don't know if I'll get it done in that time, or whether I will have to do this part of the video or this part B, part 2, in a 2-part video and join it together. But I'm going to give it a try. I have to be somewhere else shortly, and so, but I really wanted to come back and finish these. I was really enjoying myself. It was lovely to catch up with my friend though. So I don't know how exciting this will be for you though, because I feel like you've seen all this already, but like I said when I started these 6 tags, I just, do you know what? This little piece is lifting. I think I'm just going to tear that. That's kind of fun. I was enjoying making these. So I don't even know if that's what I was saying. That's where my memory went. We were just discussing my memory, my friend and I, and the fact that, you know, that nursing home may not be as far away as we think. Okay. I should just stop talking. Okay, and I've got a little bit there that I want some extra glue, and perhaps a little bit there. Oh, I am in camera. Okay, so that's tag number 5. And then this one here. I'm just trying to decide whether or not I want to add, so the one that I did in the tags in 10 to 20 to 30, I'm too busy laughing at myself now, because that's seriously what I'm going to call it. I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted to not go over time, so that's what it will be. So when I did that video, I put the lace pocket at the bottom of the tag. I don't know whether I want to do that with all of them. I haven't decided. I feel like I want something, but I don't want anything that is going to take away from the background too much, because I really love the background. It's fairly simple, but sometimes for me simple is amazing. I love that you can create beautiful things without overcomplicating it. And I do have a tendency to overcomplicate things sometimes, as you've probably noticed from my more recent videos. But I do love the beauty of these tags, I really do. And there's really not much to them as far as effort goes. Okay. So I finished that. You know what that means, guys, don't you? It means, oh, it doesn't mean that at all. It means I'm going to find some focal points. That's what that means. I do have these little flowers here, which I think are really sweet. And I didn't actually get any water. Wondering what I can do. I have this little tub here. Maybe I can use, I don't need very much water. I'm just going to dip my little brush. I'm not going to try and fill it with water because I'm not sure if it's leaking, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I'm hoping you can see okay. So I'd like to tear that one. Sometimes when you add your water, you do need to let it sit for a moment before you try and tear. So I might actually let that, no, if I let it sit too long and I get talking, which, I mean I get busy not talking, which I do have a tendency to do. Oops, my fingers are tacky. I think I've just put the water on the wrong side. I have. No wonder it didn't help very much. I'm like, it doesn't feel like it's tearing very easily. Duh. Don't do what I do, guys. Oh, see, that works so much better when it's on the right side. Clearly having a break has not helped in any way. Okay, and can I get that tiny piece out in the center there? Oops. Now it's sticking to me. Come on, tissue paper, I haven't got time for this. Okay. He's hoping I've got the right side of this tissue paper. Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I feel like wet tissue paper is a time waster. Oh, goodness. Maybe I shouldn't have turned the camera on yet. I'm back again, everybody. I'm a little Miss Popular today. My phone rang again. I thought I had it on airplane mode, but clearly I don't. And I don't think I've set it on that again. So I'll see how I go. I don't know what I was saying. I think I was working on this. I don't know where I got up to. So sorry. I don't know that I'm even going to finish doing this now in the time I had allocated. I think I've got less than 5 minutes left before my timer goes off. I just glanced at it and I do have less than 5 minutes. So this is going to be a mismatched, I can't even talk, video where I'm going to have to join a couple together. But like I said, it's not the same crafting when you're not there. So, and it totally justifies me talking to myself. Oh my goodness. So, oh, I did tear that butterfly. He's going to be like a shabby chic butterfly. I'm wondering about this one, whether it's too big. I don't know. What have I got to play with? Oh, some of them are only little, aren't they? That blue one is quite sweet. Now I just feel like I'm talking to myself. Kind of testing the abilities of my printed tissue paper right now. I feel like I'm getting very close to my image with this water. And like I said, I'm really not sure if it will run. I'm hoping it won't, but I really don't know. I haven't really put it to the test before. You know when you do something that you haven't done for a while and you go, why didn't I do it like this sooner? Well, that water on the tissue paper, I was doing all of my tissue paper like that for quite some time until just recently. I have lost a little bit of that flower, but that's okay. It's neither here nor there. And then I stopped. I don't know why I stopped, but it really does, especially for intricate. Like there's not a lot of room between the flowers on this sheet for some of them, so it's really handy. Okay, let's try something else. I want a blue butterfly because I can. Which one do I want? I really love the colour of that one. Apparently I can't talk and do that at the same time. There's a lot of things I can't talk and do at the same time, I feel. Okay. I just looked at the timer. I've got like 40 seconds to go, so I think I will probably do this butterfly and come back. I am noticing a little bit of bleeding. I think it's a little hard to tell in such small areas from... Sorry, I just turned my timer off. You don't need to hear that. I think from the printed tissue paper, so do be careful with your water when you're adding the water. It's not terribly noticeable that it would be a problem for me right now, but if you got too close, I think it could be quite noticeable. So, and part of the reason it's bled is because I think my finger was wet when I just picked it up. Shabby chic butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to check on a few things and I may not get back until after my appointment, but I'll see how I go. See you shortly, everybody. Bye. Hello, everybody. It's Sharon here. I'm back again. It is now the next day. So I did actually think about playing a little game with you. And I may go ahead with that anyway. I'm going to keep crafting while I'm talking. So take a look at my desk now, or just before I move this tissue paper. I was thinking about the fact that it's funny because between turning the camera off and turning it back on again, there's little things on my desk that have changed, or little things about my crafting space that have changed. And I was like, I should totally play a game with these guys, and we'll do a little bit of a spot the difference. So by all means, if you want to play along, pop in the description below anything that you've noticed that has changed on my desk, because if I hadn't have told you it was the next day, you probably would have guessed anyway. So, or certainly would have guessed that it was another separate session or separate recording. Anyway, I'll be interested to see what you notice. So I'm just going to move around this butterfly. Got you all guessing now, haven't I? Anyway, so that all happened. It was a crazy day yesterday, and it didn't change all day. It was the same. But, you know, we have to be versatile. That's for sure. I don't know about other crafters, but I seem to be getting a lot of unexpected moments when I'm crafting that I'm interrupted. And I'm not complaining. Like, I can be versatile. That doesn't faze me. And I just fix it up when I edit the video before I post it. So hopefully it doesn't spoil your viewing too badly, and I apologize if it does, but that's not my intention. But I was just like, some days I come in here and I go, now what was I doing? Or I have to, thankfully I'm videoing, because I look back at the previous video to see where I was up to before the camera turned off, and that helps. Sometimes I'm grateful that I'm actually recording for all of you, because it actually helps me out. So anyway, that happened. It's another day. And I'm still having fun, so that's all good. I'm just wondering if there was anything else that I was going to talk to you about. I can't think. Not unusual, I know. I've been thinking about these cards all afternoon yesterday and all night last night. I was really enjoying just playing and chatting with you guys when I was interrupted. It was a lovely interruption, don't get me wrong, so I'm not complaining. But I was kind of sad that I couldn't get back. I had to go to my appointment and I couldn't get back to finish these off. Nothing that didn't wait for me. Oops. This little piece doesn't want to let go. Okay, so that's 6. I was looking at these actually, and I was thinking I do already have one with a pink butterfly that I did in the, well, now what did I call it? See, it's been a whole overnight, whole day almost, and I called it tags in 10 to 20 to 30. Still tickles my funny bone. Okay, yeah, so we created one. So I've actually got an extra one here, I realised, after I turned the camera off, which is fabulous. I didn't actually think about that when I thought I had, maybe I didn't print any. I thought I had green butterflies, but I'm looking and not finding. So I might actually use one of the mushrooms, I think, just for something different. I'm wondering if I might take a couple of these out. I'm not sure which one I want. Oops, getting very close to the print. Okay. The one thing I didn't do was find my finer brush. Never mind. So just in case you were wondering, that's not one of the differences. Oh dear. I think I'm going to have to play that game with you more often, because the number of times I've been interrupted just lately, I think it would be quite easy. Crafting and games? Is anybody up for that? Personally, I love games. I come from a family of, well, we love to play games in my family. And in actual fact, I play words with friends with many of my family members, so that's lots of fun. Okay. Oh, guess what, guys? I haven't actually inked these. Aren't you lucky? Let's do that. I'm pretty sure I did finish gluing them all down, so I need to ink them, and I need to tear off the excess tissue paper on a couple of them. This wasn't the one I was thinking of, by the way. Okay. And part of me is like, I feel like I should be saying, I hope you're all fabulous, because it's the next day, but I'm pretty sure I covered that at the beginning of the day. But because it is the next day, I hope you are all fabulous and having a great day. I can still say that to you, even though you're watching it all in one sitting. Now I just look like a crazy person because I've repeated myself. Maybe I'll have to edit that out. I want to look crazy just because I am. Oh, my poor old ink is very sad. I feel like it needs a little... My ink gets very dry in here because I do have the fireplace, and sorry, I'm just doing this off camera, but I do occasionally spritz it with just a little bit of water. I find that it's not because there isn't plenty of ink in there, but it dries out because, like now where I've got it sitting open for a period of time, stop tripping on my words, it does tend to dry out. So every now and then I do have to give it a little spritz with water. And I find in summer I have the same problem because we have very extreme heat here. In summer it can dry out very quickly as well. So I do that, and it does reactivate, and you'll see that in a moment, the difference. So I'm hoping, while we're waiting for that, I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of colour off my brush. I'm not saying there isn't any, but it's probably just not as dark as I like it to be noticeable. I like that definite age look. So it's soaking in. I'll just have a little mouthful of my cup of tea while I'm waiting. We're just kind of chilling out together today, isn't that right? And yesterday. It's lovely. It's lovely to have company, even though you can't talk back. Sometimes I really wish you could, though. Like, do you know, I've gotten so used to doing these videos, and I'm not saying that I'm completely comfortable with it, because sometimes I'm just not. Sometimes I turn the camera on and it's almost like I freeze inside. And sometimes it's just like you're sitting on the opposite side of the table or next to me at the table, crafting along with me and chatting with me, and maybe it's the little voices in my head. Oh gosh, I feel like you guys are seeing more of my personality in these videos, and that should be troubling for you. Okay, so that started to reactivate that ink. I'm getting a much more noticeable coverage there. Pretty. Such a simple idea and so effective. And if you didn't have the little ATC sized papers, you could totally just take any of your digital papers, or even your scrapbooking paper, if you don't necessarily want it to be seen through, you could do the same thing. You could, I do need to add a little bit of glue there. Can you see that's lifting? Or I could tear it off. Either way, it would look fine. You could use scrapbook paper instead of tissue paper here. It just means that you wouldn't be able to see the print in the background, and that would look fabulous. And tearing it the same way, and if I did that with them, I would ink around the edges of the individual pieces to make them pop on the page. Or, I mean, you could end up with a piece like that where it's not inked, but it's just not see-through, and I think that would be really pretty. So you have choices. I'm just going to tear that because I can. But the beauty of the digital scrapbook paper is that you do have the ability to print it onto the tissue paper instead of a copy paper. So yes, you could take any paper and just cut yourself or tear yourself a piece that's ATC size. So just a rectangle, it doesn't have to be exact, and use the same process. Guys, look at this. Can you see that? This poor old sponge. I wish I would do something about that. I have one sponge left and I haven't purchased new ones, and I've kind of been saving it. And I do have to finish inking my signatures. I think I've only done 2. So I've kind of been waiting until this one's on its last legs. And, you know, some of you would say, Sharon, it's time. But I'm pushing the limits. I really am. Okay. When I buy new ones, I will share with you and we shall do a happy dance together. I really love the back of this. It's so pretty. Halfway there. Oh, these are the ones that I have to. So I've got these little horns. That's what they look like, or ears. And just like that, they're gone. I don't know why I'm popping the scraps over here because, you know, that serves no purpose at all. Tissue stuck to my fingers. I think it's just second nature. You're right-handed, so you put it to the right. If you were left-handed, you'd probably, you know, pass it off to the left. Okay. I said that like I was almost finished. Yeah, no, I'm not. Sorry, guys. We'll say they're ears, not horns, shall we? So just removing the ears off this one. Well, that doesn't sound right either. Okay, moving on. Oh gosh, it's stuck. It won't come off. See, it won't come. I'm doing this and it won't move. There we go. The subtleness of that. I noticed I said that and I've got my fingers over half of it. just really pretty. So this one here, I feel like whatever I put on the front as the focal point, it needs to have a little bit of a pop. Pop. She says that she almost throws her brush away. Just to counterbalance the softness of the background. Guess what? The inking's over. Okay, I'm just removing my mess. Okay, so working out what focal points we'd like on each of these. I probably don't need the, oh, I will need that, but let's do this first. And remembering, I just remembered that I have more focal points than I need, so can you see if I put all of them out there? I don't know if you can. Okay, so I was looking at this blue one and wondering whether I want that on there, but I don't know that it works with the colours. I think that's too contrasty. I like that one for that, actually. Maybe I like that. I've missed a piece here, I'm thinking. Or have I? Let me investigate my desk. It's hard when the camera's turned off and you don't remember where you were up to. I don't know whether it's just really subtle. I feel like I can see a lot. That's how good my gluing is, guys. Or it's how bad my eyesight is. I'm not sure which one. I feel like it's there, but I'll show you. I feel like I can see, well, I think it's just really, really subtle. I kind of felt like it should be more this colour, but I think it's actually the gesso and stamp underneath that's standing out and not the actual tissue. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, moving on. Or do I want, well, that's actually really pretty. So these have actually curled slightly. I'm not sure if it's the quality of the tissue paper, but where it's been wet, the edges feel like they're curly. I feel like it needs to be down here. I think I prefer, this one stands out just a little bit more. I think I like that one there. Oh, that yellow butterfly was made for there. What do I have left? Oh, that's my shabby butterfly. I need to be careful with. I was going to say her. Apparently it's a her. I need to be careful with her. And do I want... Now I have a butterfly, a mushroom, or a flower. What do I want? Notice I'm putting all the butterflies at the top. Butterflies are not made for the bottom. They're flying. They don't go down the bottom. That's actually really pretty. It's almost a shabby chic look, isn't it? Okay, I think I'm going to do that. I've decided I need to have a spot. I want to, in my spare time, I said that. I want to fussy cut, so wet and tear, all of my tissue paper pieces and just have them. That way you guys won't be having to sit and witness me do that. And have them ready to just flip through. So again, no sneezing right now, no coughing, no laughing. Hope you're all listening. So that's lifting there. I need to fix that. I need to put those aside because I'm likely to pick up one. Oh, how can I do this? That's how. So I'm just pushing that out with my nail to try and spread the glue out a little bit. Okay. So pretty. Now I think I had this down here, but I'm not sure if I want it. Where do I want it? I'm not sure if that's clashing with the pink flowers. It looked better the first time than it does the second. So oops. I think I might use the mushrooms. Did you hear me? So I stopped breathing. I was holding my breath. I didn't stop breathing. I was holding my breath. Okay. I need to choose a different spot on my glue book so the same thing doesn't happen. Pop those out of the way. And you might decide to, oops, that my nail just went straight through that. Did you see that? That's how delicate it is, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing closely. Let's It's not too bad. I might add a little bit of glue over the top of that. Okay. Oh, we patched him up not too bad. I was going to say, before I messed up, you could just use a focal point on paper if you wanted to and not on tissue paper. It's entirely up to you. I like the look of, I like the subtleness of what we're creating here, rather than having something that stands out really loudly compared to those softer backgrounds. But again, if you don't have the tissue paper, if you don't have the digital kits, then by all means you could do the same thing using your scrapbook paper and some focal points. So, and end up with really pretty tags. Oops. Okay. I really love the colour of that butterfly. Such a pretty blue. It's stuck. I'm lifting this up because there is a tiny bit of wrinkling in the tissue. Just seeing if I can get that out. And I think it worked. Just taking my time. It's a little bit more tissue there than I'd like. And I may come back and add just a tiny bit of glue around some of the edges. Oh gosh, that's pretty. I think this is the green card, like the green door. Who can tell me who sang that song? It's an oldie, guys, just saying. I think that's why it has that really pretty garden look. I really like that. Okay. Oops. There we go. And if you use your nail like I am, the back of my thumbnail, just to burnish that down, just go very carefully because the tissue is quite fragile and you don't want to do what I did. I think that might be my new playlist. Don't do what I do. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who doesn't love pretty things? And don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be, you know, pink and girly and like these are. These are quite girly. But, you know, the grungy things and all of those things, they are fun to me. I love them. Fun and pretty and take me to my, oh, I don't even know what happened. I think that's reacted to the glue, to the ink. He's a very shabby butterfly. It has, that glue on the outside has just reacted to the stamp. Isn't that interesting? It hasn't done that with any of the others. So what can I do with that? I think I'll just leave it. We may even be able to, I don't know whether I want to do that either. I'll have to have a think about that one. That's a shame. Now, it might work differently when the glue has dried too. We'll see. So I need to be really careful doing this. I thought that ink was supposed to be waterproof. Like permanent. It was up until now. Okay. So I'm just popping a little bit of glue on and I'm just pressing it in with the back of my thumbnail, and it's just taking some of those pieces of the edge of the tissue paper that I think I showed you this earlier. So along this edge, oops, along this edge here where they look frayed, I'll do the glue across there and then I'll show you after. Hopefully there's a noticeable difference so I don't look like a clown. It's only subtle, but I feel like it does make a difference. Okay. And that's the result from adding the glue. Okay, whoops, better refocus you. You'll go cross-eyed. This one isn't too bad. One more. I do need to re-ink where I've added the focal points near the edges. Okay. Oh, that's better. Let's see if I can do that closer and you can see the difference. Don't look too closely at my brush, it's embarrassing. So pretty! Okay. That one isn't really near the edge, just a tiny piece. That one isn't near the edge. That one's not near the edge, and I need to decide what I'm doing with that. Okay, where? I nearly started singing then. That's not something you need. I'm just going to see. Don't really feel like this is just a normal eraser. I thought it might just tone down, and it is slightly actually. Okay. So, do I want to do anything else with that? I don't know whether I want to try and ink now that the glue has dried, or whether I should just leave it as it is. Actually, this one was kind of clashing, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't want to do that. This is my main concern. I'm not as worried about this side, but because I've tried the ink and it doesn't look right. So I'm thinking I may be able to It is a shame that it's not the other way around, but, you know, butterflies fly behind flowers as well as in front of, so I'm going to go with it. And because it's wide, it will blend. The flowers, that is, the white. If I haven't stuck it to my page. Okay. Oops. Oops. My fingers are very tacky right now. I like it. Okay. And yes, I'm living on the edge right now by doing this, because this is exactly why I had to put this one down, but I still don't understand why it lifted the way it did. Maybe when I watch the video back I'll understand. I'll go, oh, that's why. Crazy lady. It's probably my fault. That's okay. Obviously these flowers were meant to be here. Oh, I'm getting nervous now. Okay. Oh, I think I pulled that off. It could be worse. Okay, I'll show you the after. Pretty, right? Okay, I just realised how long I've been recording for. So this may end up being a 2-part video, I'm thinking. Never mind. You probably expect it from me now. Now I want to add pockets. Oh gosh, they're pretty. So I'm wondering if I can do a side tuck. What do I have? I have these. Oh yes, that's pretty, isn't it? I think it's the same lace as this one, but it's sideways, so I'm totally okay with that. So going to say yes. I'm going to cut it down there to give me a little bit of wiggle room. Sorry, I have a tub of laces beside me, so this one's similar but different. It's a little bit more open. So it goes that way. Nothing like creating tags and then adding a pocket so you have to make more tags, is there? I seem to do that a lot lately. That's okay. It's fun. Just having fun. Okay, so that's 2. I need to sew. I don't know if that's wide enough. Oops. That way. Pretty. Now that's a pretty idea too, isn't it? It's a sheer fabric, so you will be able to see through the pocket, but it will still be a pocket. And a little bit different to having lace. Oh, it doesn't tear as easily. It kind of bunches, but I might, oh, do I want to cut that yet? I think I need to because I can't cut it after I can't tear it, sorry, after I, oh, that's not tearing so well there. Oh, that's a shame. After I sew it is what I was thinking. I've been doing that a lot, getting halfway through my sentence and then stopping. Okay. way around did it go? This way. And where do I want it to come to? I quite like that depth. That wasn't very straight, was it? Okay. Oh, that's fun. I am wondering, I may end up putting a little bit of fray stop. I've got, it's not what it's called, but that's what it does. Oh, it is fray stopper. A fray stopper. It was on sale. I think I paid $5 for it at my local Spotlight. I may pop some of that on the edges of that fabric before I sew it down, just to try, and it has a beautiful frayed edge, but I don't really want it to fray too much more, and I feel like it might, so I may just add a little bit of that around the edges. Do I have any more of that sort of fabric? What do I have? What do I have left? So I've got those 4. I have these 2 to go. I don't want to lose this bit because it kind of ties the butterfly in. So this is just a white lace. It's actually elastic. I'm thinking it might be fun down this one actually. I'd like it to be thinner. I do like it, but I'm sad to cover up. I mean, I know I've done that with other papers, but oh, I guess it's the nature of the beast, isn't it? Okay, so I also have these. I think this is fun. Goes this way. I really love that you can see that blue in there, but it's not completely covered. So I think I'm going to use this on here. And it goes that way, by the way. I am wondering if I want to cut. When I turn it around the right way, the flower is covering that pretty paper. So if I take this piece, that leaves the blue peeping through, and the flower on the opposite side. All kinds of awkward. Okay, and then that little piece can go in there. And do I prefer this? Well, I would if it wasn't so wide. That's not going to work at all. Color green. What about that one actually? That almost matches the mushroom. Oh, winner. Okay. I'm just struggling to put the pin back in. Don't mind me. Okay, so I do need to work out which way around that lace goes. That way, I believe. Okay, so I need to sew all of these on. I will do that off camera and I will pop back on and show you the results. I'm thinking I may sew around the whole thing. I may even vary my stitches between straight and zigzag, and oh, they are so pretty. And I'll pop back and show you. Okay, see you soon everybody. Bye. Hello everybody, I'm back again. Just a quick show and tell. I have finished putting the tags together. So I've sewn on the lace and I have actually popped tabs on the vertical ones. I haven't done it on the square or rectangle ones. I'll show you on these ones. See, square, rectangle, more rectangle. But on the vertical ones I have added that little tab at the top. So we have a little tuck and journaling space on the back of each one. So just quickly show you all of the pretties. I love them so much. So as you see, we have 2 sides and 2 bottom tucks. And I'll just turn them over. It's really weird turning them over and looking through the camera when I do it. Okay, so they're the backs of those cards, or tags rather. And then the journaling cards. Oops. They are our final results. I just love them. Again, they have the little tucks down the bottom, and I'll turn them over. So fun. So I did also pop them under some heavy books just overnight, just so that you know this is actually the next day. Yes, I just gave myself away. So they have had a little bit of a press under some heavy books. As you can see, I've got some messy stitching and I'm good with that. I like messy stitching. So, okay. So thank you so much everybody for following along while I made these. As I said, they're exactly the same process as I did in the tags in 10 to 20 to 30, but it's not the same crafting without you. So I hope you enjoyed watching these come to life as much as I did. I look forward to seeing you all soon, everybody. Happy crafting. Bye for now.